Meanwhile, there's some other breaking news that's coming in this hour. Headlines today has accessed explosive 2008 note where an arms agent reportedly advised Agusta Westland's India office to target Sonia Gandhi's closest advisors to back the VVIP helicopter deal. The 2008 note between middleman and Agusta Westland mentioned Sonia Gandhi and Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Agent Christian Michael advises Agusta Westland to target the Prime Minister, Sonia Gandhi's advisor Ahmed Patel, now President and former Minister Pranab Mukherjee, Veerappa Moily, Oscar Fernandes, M.K. Narayanan and Vinay Singh. The explosive note produced in court last week by the Italian prosecutors. We believe that the note has also been shared with the CBI. Let's get in a word from our Deputy Editor Shiv Arur, who's joining us on the phone line from the national capital. Shiv, an explosive note that you've managed to access for headlines today. How crucial is it as far as investigations into this deal go?
Very crucial, Simi. This note has been produced by Italian prosecutors and produced in court last week. It's just been put out by the Indian Express newspaper as well, and we've been able to get a copy of the note as well. And what it basically says is, I want to put this in context for our viewers. What we're really talking about here is a note that's been written by an agent, Christian Michel, who we've seen a lot in the media recently, a mysterious person who has not been arrested just yet by the Italian authorities. It's a note that he has written to the Agusta Westland India office in March 2008, a full 2 years before the deal was actually successfully signed between the Indian government and Agusta Westland. Now, in this note, he very categorically says that the India office of Agusta Westland, through the High Commissioner of Italy, needs to target the closest advisors of Sonia Gandhi. And the insinuation there, of course, is these people need to be brought on board if the deal is to be signed. Now, you can very well say that this is a note between an arms agent and Agusta Westland, and therefore it has nothing to do with these people. But let's remember very clearly that this note was actually sent about 2 years before the deal was actually signed. So the rest of it is going to be the subject of an investigation. But at this point of time, the names on that list are also pretty important. The names listed by Christian Michel in this note to the Agusta Westland India office include Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, ministers like Oscar Fernandes and Veerappa Moily. In 2008, Pranab Mukherjee was a minister. Now he's is of course the president of the country. Also, M.K. Narayanan and Vinay Singh, and of course the political secretary to Sonia Gandhi, Ahmed Patel, their names have also been included in this. Now, to put this, of course, into context and to be completely fair, notes of this kind are written, quite frequently, and it's actually quite common in the business of, bagging deals where agents advise companies to target politicians because they believe that that's where the decision-making powers actually lie. So in terms of this being implicatory in any way, I don't think it is. It isn't actually, but it gives you a sense of how agents were actually advising Agusta Westland and the manner in which they were probably going about this entire affair. Remember, the deal has already been cancelled and arbitration, could be ahead. But notes of this kind give you a sense of how there is always a parallel process, Simi, apart from the actual field evaluation trials, the technical process that has gone through before a deal is signed. But this gives you an explosive and very clear view about the political game that is always the parallel track on all defense deals.
Absolutely, Shiv. So basically what this means is this is the effort that was being made by the lobbyists to get this deal. They were targeting certain politicians, of course, not really implicatory, as Shiv is clarifying for us. Shiv, and also we believe that the note has been shared with the CBI. What's the status of investigations on that front?
That's right. It has been shared with the CBI. This and several other pieces of information and documents have been shared with the CBI CME. That investigation, of course, is currently ongoing. CBI officials have made several trips already to Italy, where they're keeping a very close track of that investigation. The thing is, even though the CBI investigation itself is a separate one from what's happening in Italy, it is necessarily linked to the proceedings in Italy, Simi, because the essence of the CBI investigation depends on, in many ways, on what happens as far as the Italian prosecution and investigation actually, pans out in that Italian court. But as of now, we do know that the CBI investigation in India is focused on the Tyagi brothers, including former Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal S.P. Tyagi, as well as several private entities within the country, including a company called Aeromatrix, which is based in Chandigarh, the existence of which was first reported by Headlines Today at some point last year. So the fact at this point is, with documents coming in batches to the CBI, they're able to construct in many ways, and including with this note, a pretty intricate picture of how Guido Hashke, Carlo Gerosa and Christian Michel, the three main middlemen in the Agusta Westland deal, were able to actually try and short-circuit the entire process and bring politicians on board. Now, there is no evidence to suggest, at least so far, there is no evidence to suggest that any of the politicians named or unnamed in this note or in any other note, are in any way culpable for this deal. There is nothing to suggest that that is the case. But like I said, and I repeat myself, this note gives you, probably the most gritty, most real sense so far about the Agusta Westland deal, and the fact that, cynically speaking, of course, the helicopter was fielded for evaluation trials. It was evaluated by the Air Force. The commercial bids and all the documents were, conducted as per the defense procurement procedure. But on the parallel track, the company was very well aware, or at least it was advised to be aware, that if you don't have the politicians on board, you can't get this deal.
Absolutely. Shiv, thanks so much for that update. Shiv Arora, our deputy editor, getting us that explosive 2008 note where an arms dealer advised Agusta Westland to get in touch with top politicians.